I've got my chair in the wrong place. So I probably could start that again, couldn't I? But hey, I'm here now. And it's another wet, dark morning. And I have a confession. I've put the heating on. I remember being really little and my mum and dad, well, I remember us not having central heating. When we eventually got it, it seems that it was a real treat to have it put on. And I remember my mum and dad discussing, could we put the heating on? And I've got this funny feeling we used to have to wait till November. We must have had ever such cold Octobers, but perhaps we were hardier then, I don't know. Where the heating is on. Not very high, but it made such a difference to get up this morning and not be kind of shuddering and wanting to get back under the duvet. Hey, I give you that so that if yours is on too, you don't feel alone, and if yours isn't on, then you feel superior. We've got a big weekend coming up, haven't we? Because Kay is going to be ordained, and she's one of many people being ordained at the moment. Last week, this week, and all the days in between is the period called Michaelmas, and it's a very traditional time for people to be ordained. I ask that you keep Kay and others in your prayers because, it's a huge thing. Huge. It's like crossing an invisible line, and you can feel it and you can see it, and it looks unsurmountable. And those on the outside are cheering you on and kind of pushing you over. And but you've no idea where you're going to land, actually. It's incredibly exciting, and my ordination is very clear in my own memory, and I don't regret it at all. But things do change when you cross that line. I'm reminded of a passage in one of Paul's letters to the Corinthians where he talks about the body and its different parts. And I'm going to read it. Sorry, I'm looking down because I've got my Bible in front of me. I'm going to read a little bit of it to you. Just as the body is one and has many members, and all the members of the body, though many, are one body, so it is with Christ. You know where I'm going with this, don't you? There's some lovely little snippets in there. If the foot were to say, because I'm not a hand, I don't belong to the body, would that make it any less a part of the body? And then this other wonderful bit, if the whole body were an eye, where would the hearing be? If one member suffers, all suffer together because we are all part of the same body. It's quite amazing. It's a good little section. So go and have a look at that. It's in the first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 12, and it starts at verse 12. I've read you those little bits. The whole thing is extremely powerful as an image of the church. When I first started coming to church, I would sit at the back and think, well, do I want to be part of this? And it's not long before you find yourself helping to hand out the books or helping to corral children. I did a lot of that. Or helping with the tea after church. Great way to get to know people. And that's really where I started to get sucked in, doing those jobs that are so critical and so important, but also the jobs that are, or were for me certainly, the easier jobs to get involved in. And it's a really interesting point, isn't it, that easy doesn't mean not important. Whoever is making the tea, whoever is sweeping the hall, whoever is welcoming at the door, that's a hugely important job. And just because you might find it easy to welcome doesn't mean it's not a big job and doesn't mean it's not an important job. Gosh, our door welcomers, our floor cleaners, the person who keeps the books in the right order so they don't curl up in the damp. All of those things are so important. And it just reminds me of that image that we're given in the first letter to the Corinthians about every part of the body is important because it all has a special part to play. And so as we approach ordination for Kay, and she's going to change her role in the church, and I'm so excited for her. I think it's just a wonderful, wonderful step forward. And she's going to be awesome. I just invite you to be confident that your contribution to the church is important and is valued, and that everybody has a part to play. And if you're not able to get into church at the moment and you're praying, then you are doing the most important thing of all. Because without prayer, then we have nothing. So thank you for everything that you're doing, all those jobs that go unseen but are essential, all the jobs that I do see, and all of those of you who pray. Thank you. We need each and every one of us. It doesn't matter whether you're feeling significant or not at the moment. You are significant. You are important. And every single one of you matters to the well-being of everybody else in church. And you certainly matter to God. So thank you for everything that you're doing. You're awesome. You really are awesome. Fantastic. And so that's a great way to start my day. Not only am I feeling absolutely thrilled with everybody around who's working hard, I'm excited for Kay, and the heating is on. Have a good day, and there will be photographs from the weekend, I'm sure. I shall try and put some of them on our social media as soon as I can. And keep praying, keep doing everything that you're doing, and I will be in touch. There we go. That's it, I think. Lots of love to you. God bless. Bye-bye.